Hey guys, what's up? It's Micha. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you should go down there and subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing something that I never really thought I would ever do. But shout out to my friend Brittany for giving me this idea. I was really stumped and I didn't know what to film. For those who don't know, I think I've said it before in a video. And I know I've promoted it on my social medias and stuff like that before. But I have enjoyed writing for as long as I can remember. I actually have started to write a actual novel or book. I don't know what you'd call it. I've been writing it for like a year. I want to say like a year. And I've put in a lot into it. And I really hope it is good. But for those who don't know, I do have a book that I'm in the middle of writing on Wattpad, and I just released chapter by chapter when I finish them. It's called The Unexpected Road. It currently has 12 chapters and I'm working on the 13th chapter right now. I've been slowly turning it into a fan fiction, but not so much of a fan fiction because it isn't centered around that person. Okay, so this is the description that I have for it. So like, you can listen to this, and if you think you're not gonna enjoy it at all, then you have my I don't know what I'm trying to say. You have my permission to just like leave this video. Not that you needed it. If I read you this description and you're like, this does not sound interesting, you can click out, but it'd mean a lot if you stayed just to like give it a chance. Just give it a chance. I'm proud of it. I think it's the best story or anything that I've put my heart into writing, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. The description says, again, it's The Unexpected Road, and the description says, join Skylar, which is the main character, on the unexpected road to her new life after tragedy strikes and she's brought closer with her sister Charlotte in California. Also, how she learns to cope and adapt to an entirely new life while her YouTube career is still growing. I get inspiration a lot for this story from myself, but there's also a lot of like, most of it has nothing to do with me, but there are little parts that have to do with the main character that actually are how I feel, how I think, things I've been through. I'm just gonna get into reading it. If it sounds interesting to you, keep watching. I don't know how many chapters I'm gonna read. It's probably gonna have to do with how long this video ends up, but I'll read at least 2 or 3 chapters for sure. And yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm really excited. I'm nervous because I've never done a video like this, but I'm super stoked because this is something that I really care about and I put my heart into when I write it. And I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope you like it. And if you have criticism, feel free to leave that under, even if you're like, man, Micha, I hate this book. Just let me know. Chapter 1, Introduction. This story changes point of views a lot, but so I'm just going to tell you guys who's the point of view. Skylar's POV. Skylar Mendez to the office. Skylar Mendez to the office. I heard blasting over the intercom. Of course, my whole 9th grade class chanted, ooh, Skylar's in trouble. Everyone then started to giggle except for me because I was quite confused as to why I was being called into the principal's office. I hadn't done anything wrong, well, I don't think at least. I stayed looking at the ground while walking to Principal Stewart's office. When I walked in, the receptionist lady smiled at me, which gave me a feeling of relief. There's gonna be a glare, and I apologize now, but I cannot read this very good without it hurting my eyes if I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. Just bear with me, please. When I walked in, the receptionist lady smiled at me, which gave me a feeling of relief. I then smiled widely and knocked on Mr. Stewart's door. He motioned for me to come in, although I walked in with a smile of relief that instantly faded at the sight of Mr. Stewart's facial expression. Take a seat, Miss Mendez, he said with a sigh of what seemed to be disappointment. Whatever I did, I'm so sorry. I'll go to after-school detention for however long you want. Just please don't call my parents, I said quickly with the hope that they hadn't already been called. If my parents knew I got in trouble for anything, they would cancel the trip to see my older sister Charlotte in California. She moved there about a year ago after turning 19 when her YouTube channel reached 1 million subscribers. Charlotte was always there for me, and I could always look up to her. She's the reason I decided to start my own YouTube channel a year ago, and now I have 500k subscribers. I can't wait to see her in person again. I've gotten tired of having to schedule Skyping dates. Principal Stewart waved his hand in front of my face, ripping me out of my thoughts. He took a deep breath and said the words that I never thought I would hear in a million years. Skylar, there was an accident on Dumas Drive involving both of your parents and a drunk driver, he said with his voice reeking of sorrow. Are they okay? I stuttered. I'm sorry to inform you, but neither of them managed to make it, he replied. I felt my whole body shut down. It was as if everyone and everything froze. I then felt my eyes start to fill with tears. I ran out of the office and into the auditorium. There was an empty closet that no one else ever seemed to use that I would go in to cry when someone bullied me or to calm down when I had anxiety attacks during school. As soon as I shut the door, the tears began to fall. I never have been one to let people see me cry. After I couldn't cry anymore, I noticed a steady breathing right outside the door. I used my hoodie sleeve to wipe away all my tears and opened the door slowly. It was Principal Stewart. We have called your sister, and she will be on the next flight here, he said with sympathy. Charlotte's POV. This is her sister. I was sitting on the couch cuddled up with Jake when my phone started to ring. I ignored it because I really didn't want to pause the movie, and it was probably just Emily calling to tell me how her date went. Then my phone rang again. When I picked it up to see who it was an 806 area code from my hometown, Amarillo, Texas. I answered it very confused. Hello? Hi, may I speak to Charlotte Mendez, please? The woman on the phone said. This is her. May I ask who's calling? I replied. Ma'am, my name is Officer Monique Hudson, and I'm calling from the Amarillo Police Department, she said in a monotone. I gave Jake a look of worry and proceeded to say, oh no, what did Skylar do? I became extremely worried when Officer Hudson said, I'm not calling about Skylar, this is concerning your parents. The phone became filled with silence on both ends. Miss Mendez, your parents were in a car accident on Dumas Drive today after colliding with a drunk driver, and all were found dead on arrival, she said with sympathy. As soon as I heard those last 3 words, I broke down in tears. Officer Hudson stood silent until I calmed myself down enough to speak. She then continued. I'm so very sorry for your loss, Miss Mendez, but you are Skylar's only relative, and she is currently at school. I will book the next flight to Amarillo, I exclaimed. Okay, we will see you soon, she replied. I dropped the phone. Jake looked at me very concerned. Jake's point of view. After Charlotte hung up, she just dropped the phone straight onto the floor and broke down in tears once again. I looked at her very concerned. Baby, what's wrong? What happened? I asked. After 5 minutes of crying, Charlotte finally opened her mouth to speak. My mom and dad were both killed in a car accident, and they need me to fly to Amarillo because I'm Skylar's only relative, she said, sniffling and taking deep breaths between each word. I couldn't believe what I just heard. I sat there hugging and comforting her the best of my ability until we decided to book our flights. She told me I didn't have to come, but I assured her there was no way I was going to let her go through this alone. We booked our flights and then went upstairs to pack. That was chapter 1, you guys. Oh my gosh, this video is already 14 minutes. If you guys want more of this book after I'm done, I'll leave the link in the description and you guys can definitely check it out. I would love that. But I can't read it all on here because it is way too long. Chapter 2, The Flight. Charlotte's POV. I've never packed a suitcase so fast in my life. I didn't even pay attention to what exactly I was putting in it. I just made sure that I had enough clothes for at least a week because I had no idea how long we're going to be staying there. Officer Hudson said that the drunk driver was dead on arrival, so I guess we won't have to stay for any trials or anything like that. I just want to be with my little Sky right now. I've never missed her so much in my entire life. After I was done packing, I waited for Jake to finish. I tried talking him out of coming, but he wouldn't budge. I finally gave up, knowing that I wasn't going to change his mind. It came time to leave. I called a taxi while Jake went upstairs to get our bags. When the taxi pulled up, I helped Jake carry the bags to the car, and we were on our way. The drive wasn't that long, but time had moved so slow. As we sat holding hands, I stared out the window and drifted into thought. I don't know how I'm gonna do this whole raising Skylar thing. Hell, I don't know how we're gonna do it, considering I live with Jake and 3 of our friends. At least there's gonna be one person in the house that's the same age as Skylar, but I'm not thrilled that it's a boy. I guess I was pretty far off in my own thoughts because when I finally snapped out of it, we were already at the airport. We went to take our seats in the plane. I started to feel very anxious. I must have made it obvious because Jake immediately noticed. Jake's POV. As long as I've known Charlotte, she doesn't fly on planes, and neither does her little sister, because it gives them both very bad anxiety. I could tell that it finally set into Charlotte that we were on a plane, but I acted as if I didn't know just in case she didn't realize it yet. "What's wrong, babe?" I asked, automatically feeling stupid since both of her parents just died. I was so deep in thought and in such a rush that I didn't even notice we were getting on a plane and flying on a plane, and that I'm on a freaking plane. She yelled the last part. "Charlie, I know you hate it," I said, calling Charlotte by her nickname as an attempt to make her feel better. "But just think about the fact that your sister's literally going to be in your arms after a year in no time." I continued, trying to get her mind off the plane because we were currently taking off. It took a while, but Charlotte finally calmed down. She nestled her head in the crook of my neck and fell asleep. I couldn't help but be sad that I would never get the chance to meet Charlotte's parents in person. Of course, I've met them at one point in our 1-year relationship, considering she moved into the same house as me, but it was over Skype. I was really looking forward to meeting her parents when they came in the summertime. I have to look at the bright side, though. At least I get to meet Skylar. She's such a goofball. When Charlotte and her sister Skype, they crack me up. I'll look over and those two are singing Fall Out Boy songs and playing the air guitar. They actually sound pretty good if I do say so myself, although now that I'm thinking about it, I may be quite biased. While picturing Charlotte playing the air guitar, I began drifting to sleep. So what I'm going to do, leave me a comment below. As I said, the link's going to be in the description, so if you want to go read it on your own for some reason and you like it, hopefully you do, you can do that. Click the link, read it on your own. But if you guys do want me to do another video like this and continue where I left off and read like 2 more chapters for each video, let me know in the comments and I'll do that for you guys. I mean, I love the book and I'd love to share the book with you. So if you guys want me to do another part to this video, then just let me know in the comments like I said. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. There are plenty more videos to come. I post new videos every single week. If you want to get to know me or just follow me on any of my social medias, they'll always be linked below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and remember, keep your head up.